Every economy has limits. The production possibility frontier shows us what's possible and what's not. Let's break it down. Basically, a production possibility frontier, often referred to as a PPF, is a visual way of showing all the possible combinations of two goods or services that an economy can produce given its current state of resources and technology. As you can see here, I've drawn a simple PPF showing all the different combinations of bread and cars that a country can produce. And for example, at point X, which I've marked here, the economy might be producing 1,000 cars and 100,000 loaves of bread. We should note that any point out here, such as here, represents a level of production that is unattainable given the economy's current level of technology and resources, given it is beyond the production possibility frontier. And likewise, any point within the production possibility frontier represents a level of production where the economy's resources and technology are being underutilized, so the economy is not producing bread and cars to its full potential, represented by the possibility frontier. But what would happen if the resources and technology in an economy improved? Well, let's say Australia discovers a new reserve of useful minerals. In this case, the entire PPF would shift outwards, demonstrating that for any quantity of bread and cars, the economy is able to now produce more of them because we have more resources available to produce. And likewise, you can imagine that the PPF would shift inwards if the level of technology and resources in an economy got worse. You might be wondering, how did I come up with the concave shape of this production possibility frontier? Well, this is because resources in our economy are not perfectly substitutable. So we have a diminishing return on production as we reach the extremes of production for bread or cars. Let's say you move from point X to point Y, where at point X you're producing the extreme amount of cars. In this case, the economy is able to produce a lot more bread by only giving up, only an opportunity cost of a few cars. Whereas moving from point A to B, as we reach the extreme level productions of bread, the economy has to give up a lot of cars to only produce a little bit more bread. This is because you can imagine that at this point, all the economy's resources are being utilized to produce bread. So things like car factories and car workers are a lot more ineffective at producing additional bread compared to the first harvesters and tractors were at this point, when they were producing a lot more bread by only giving up a few cars. So you can see that the opportunity cost of producing any good becomes much greater as you near the extremes of its production. Okay, so that brings us to the end of today's video on production possibility frontiers. I hope you found this video helpful, and feel free to ask any questions in the comments or also provide any constructive feedback on the video, would be much appreciated. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one.